There are many guns in Roblox Rivals, and today I'm going to be ranking them from F to S tier. This is an update of my previous tier list after the new update, so stay tuned to watch until the end. There is going to be some differences from this one compared to the last one, so watch until the end. And of course, I'm going to be giving away a legendary key bundle and a season 1 bundle for 100,000 subscribers. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is like, subscribe, watch to the end of the video, and comment which one of the two you want. Oh, and by the way, we're less than 2,000 subscribers away from 100k, so be sure to subscribe, and let's get on with this video. First up, we have the F tier weapons. These are the weapons that you regret picking up every single time, and you've had so many bad experiences with them that you just decide to not even use these guns anymore. These are the F tier weapons. And coming up in last place in the F tier, we have the Scepter. This thing is, well, it's not really that great. As you can see, I mean, it travels super slowly. The splash damage is actually pretty bad on this thing. It's only in one game mode. I would rank this a lot higher if this, wasn't only in the RNG mode. But, I mean, if you're playing in this mode, I mean, I guess there's a novelty to it. But in general, it's just not all that great of a weapon. It's cool. It looks really cool, but that's pretty much all this thing has going for it. I know I've mentioned this a few times already, and, I mean, it's came last place every single time, and that's just because it's in this game mode only and it's not even that good, so yeah. Next up, we have the Gunblade. I used to actually kind of enjoy the Gunblade a little bit, but recently it's gotten kind of not great. It's just in general, there's a lot of better guns out there, especially in the primary class. It's not all that great. It was so much better when it did like 50 blade damage. You could literally just waste all your bullets and then 3 slashes with the blade and then they were dead. Now those were like the good times with the Gunblade. Now it's just not really all that great. It has its good moments sometimes. You kind of have to use this in like a close range situation, like right now, as you can see in the gameplay, but it's just kind of hard to use, especially like, it also just kind of depends on the game mode. It really depends on the game mode and the map. You're gonna have some good gameplay with this, but most of the times you're just gonna be struggling. Next up, we have the energy rifle. Again, this is another gun that's fallen from grace quite a bit. I definitely think this deserves to be F tier. It used to be a super good weapon because there was a strategy to where like you could shoot it in a specific spot and it would just immediately kill the guys on the enemy team. Specifically on the arena map, you would just shoot one spot on the wall and it would just go straight to the spawn. Looks like we got some fans in the lobby. But yeah, it has this cool skin that I have equipped right now, but I mean, style points I'm not really counting in this video. It is a very cool weapon, but I also just can't get past the fact that you have to actually pay for this thing. This isn't a free gun. It does come with the energy pistols, but aside from that, it's really not worth it at all. Next up, we have the D tier weapons. These aren't exactly bottom of the barrel, but they're not exactly great either, and they're not exactly considered mid. They're just mildly bad. It's kind of like when you think you poop your pants, but when you go to the bathroom to check, you realize it was just a wet fart. Not exactly ideal, but better than having a underwear full of poop. Next up, we have the RPG. In terms of like splash damage, like exploding weapons, this is probably one of the worst ones. It's gotten a lot better, especially in the most recent update, because they made the rocket travel faster, so that's one good thing about this. But I will say, like, in terms of other splash damage weapons, the grenade launcher is better than this thing, the exo gun's better than this thing. Even if the exo gun's a secondary, I'm not putting it in this video for that reason, but it only does 50 splash damage. It does 100 damage directly, which that's nice, but I mean, at the same time, it's like it's kind of hard to hit people like directly to get that critical hit, so you kind of have to be on the right map for this thing. You know, this is another map dependent weapon. It has to be a close range map. You can't use this thing on like crossroads, for example. But aside from that, I mean, I wouldn't say this is F tier, but it's still not that great. Next up, we have the grenade launcher, which I think is slightly better than the RPG with a lot of the same benefits. As you can see, this is a great movement weapon. I kind of messed it up at the end right there, but that's the main thing that I like about the grenade launcher. This thing comes with the glass wrap too, and that's nice as well. But again, the damage for this thing is kind of lacking, especially considering it's a literal explosion weapon. That's one thing I will give to just Rivals in general. The exploding weapons like the RPG and the grenade launcher are very balanced. Usually in games, they're very OP, but in this circumstance, they kind of suck. So good on Nosny for making sure these things are balanced, but 40 damage, just not great. I know it does better critical hit damage. What in the world? Oh, did you guys see that? That was like a zombie. I thought that was a player. I guess that must be a kill effect. Anywho, yeah, this is just a hard weapon to use in all honesty. Next up, we have the bow. This thing got a little bit of a buff recently. I still don't think it's all that great of a weapon, mostly just because they changed the charge up from 250 to just 200. So now it doesn't do as much damage, but it does charge up a little faster, which is nice, but it's still kind of hard to use this thing. They changed the hitboxes on them too to be smaller. So now it's, you know, kind of harder to hit your shots with this thing, and that's kind of sad, especially for someone like me that can't aim. The double jump ability is still nice in this thing, so it has a lot of good movement to it, but it's just hard to use in my opinion sometimes. It's a very nice weapon, but I wouldn't exactly say this is like, you know, F tier, but I wouldn't say it's exactly like A tier or S tier. It's just kind of mid. It has its pros and its cons, but aside from that, it's really not all that special. Next up, we have the C tier weapons. These are the mid weapons in the game. These are the weapons that you don't exactly enjoy picking up, but you don't mind it every once in a while. These are the C tier weapons. Next up, we have the crossbow, and the only reason I'm placing this higher than the bow in this tier list is mostly because it does 75 headshots, so it's a 2-shot to the head, but this is like extremely good for auto shoot users. It's basically like, I wouldn't say it's exactly as good as the sniper, but if your opponent is using the katana and you have auto shoot, this is definitely the better route to go instead of the sniper. It's definitely one of the best long range guns in the game, and I definitely think it's underrated in a lot of aspects. I wouldn't exactly say it's like, you know, top of the tier, you know. It's still kind of a mid gun, but it just depends on the person, and it depends on the device you're playing on. Like I said, this is a lot better on like mobile and controller, but if your aim kind of sucks and you're on PC, this isn't going to be a very good gun for you, and that's the only reason this isn't really placing any higher or lower. I think this is a pretty good spot for this weapon in my opinion. Definitely underrated, but I wouldn't say it's top tier exactly. Body shot is only 45, which I think that's like 4-shot. Yeah, 4-shot to the body, 2-shot to the head. It is what it is. It's not super great, but it's not super bad. Next up, we have the new gun in the game, which is the distortion. The distortion, in my opinion, is a very unique weapon. You can be super good with this thing, or, you know, kind of bad. Because in general, the damage isn't all that great with this thing, but it has that ability where you can trap the guy like that, which is super fun. It works like a shotgun. You have to be definitely within close range to be able to use this thing, and that's one thing that kind of sucks about it. You have to be close to use this thing, so it doesn't work with every map. I trapped that guy and then I died. How sad. Let me see if I can trap these guys. Boom. Yeah, and that's just so fun. I love trapping people with this thing. And then you can throw a Molotov on top of them, and that makes it so much better. The thing that makes this thing so good isn't exactly like the damage or anything like that. It's this ability right here. You can get people stuck, and then you can place like Molotovs on them, flare guns on them, or just whatever. Another good thing about this is that it actually goes through katanas and riot shields, so it's another counter to that, which that's always great. I always find the distortion as a pretty fun gun to use, but it's not exactly like, you know, stand out great, right? It's not super good, but it's more fun, you know. It's an enjoyable weapon to use, but nothing that I'd pick up over some of the best guns in the game, right? So it's good, but it's not awesome, pretty much. Next up, we have the B tier weapons. These are the weapons that aren't exactly mid tier, but they're not exactly the best of the best, or really considered super good. It's kind of like when you're having the worst day of your life on summer break, but at least you get a free ice cream cone from Dairy Queen. Yay! These are the B tier weapons. Next up, we have the flamethrower. This thing can be super scummy because it's like really OP, but then again, you know, it still suffers the fate of the distance thing, right? You have to use this on close range maps, and that's kind of sad. You know, you can only use this on like, say, arena or back rooms or whatever, and then it's like super menacing on those maps, but then you get to maps like Crossroads and you can't really use this thing because you have to get close to people, and those are the maps where people just kind of stay back. So, you know, like this map right here, Docks, this would work super well. Another interesting thing about this gun is that it has the boost ability, which you can do this and go like super high in the air. It's a pretty fun movement tech. I like to use it sometimes. I don't really find myself picking this up all the time, mostly just because sometimes I play at range, sometimes I play close. It just kind of depends. But yeah, this is a very good weapon. Kind of annoying sometimes, but it is what it is. Next up, we have the shotgun, and this again is, you know, it's still a distance thing. I would place this higher if, you know, you could use it further away, but this thing actually got a damage buff recently that makes it a lot better. It's definitely one of the better close range guns in the game. That's why I slightly put it ahead of the flamethrower, mostly just because the damage on this thing can be a lot better, especially if you hit your headshots with this. It can be so insane. Like, I think this thing might be able to 2-tap now. It's either a 2-tap or a 3-tap to the head. A lot of damage. As you can see there, I just kind of 2-tapped that guy. I mean, he was low slow already, but as you can see, this thing, it can be so good. I'm glad this thing got a little bit of a buff because I feel like it's a little weak before, but now it's pretty good, and that's why it's in the top of the B tier. It's a very, very nice weapon. As you can see, I did 76 damage right there. Absolutely insane. Next up, we have the A tier weapons. These are the good, or some would consider very good weapons, but not exactly the top of the top, right? Kind of like playing your favorite game against somebody that's never played the game before at all and somehow coming second place and them beating you. Like, you did good, but you're not the best. These are the A tier weapons. And now finally in the A tier, we have the burst rifle. The burst rifle's okay. It got nerfed like recently, and the thing is, this used to be like a super good gun, but now it's not as great. One thing that I did find out recently is that you can just hold down the click button and it'll burst for you. Never knew that before. Call me crazy. I don't know. That helps out a little bit. It does a lot of headshot damage. You can like 3-round burst, and at least I think it's a 3-round burst. Yeah, just one burst to the head, and that's like insane damage. So let me see if I can hit some of these guys here, or actually I'm just gonna miss all my shots and then die by a knife. Yay! I'm so good at this game. I love it so much. Rivals is the best game ever. No problems at all. Okay, anyway. Burst is fun. The damage is really good on this thing, but the drop off can be kind of bad sometimes, and you don't really get very much rounds with this thing. Next up in the top of the A tier, we have the paintball gun. This is barely not going to make it into S tier, mostly because, I mean, there's a couple of guns that's, you know, better than this. But in general, I think this is definitely one of the best primary guns in the entire game, and I find myself picking this up probably the second most aside from the minigun, because the damage on this is really good. It has more damage than the assault rifle, and the headshot damage on this thing is really good too. The only main problem is that, you know, like the burst rifle, you don't get much ammo. Now, granted, you do get less ammo on the paintball gun than you do with the burst rifle, but I feel like the damage kind of makes up for it a little bit. Not only that, it's automatic, but the damage I think is better on this than the burst rifle, but don't take my word for that. In general, I just feel like this is slightly better than the burst rifle, mostly just because it's a lot easier to use for a lot of people. Because a lot of people, they don't like burst. That's understandable, but this thing is fully automatic, and that's one thing that a lot of people are probably going to like about this thing. And another thing that is kind of negative about this is that it costs Robux. You know, this isn't a free-to-play gun exactly. I mean, you can unlock it with keys, sure, but it takes a lot of grinding. So that's the paintball gun. Pretty good. Next up, we have the S tier weapons. These are the best weapons in the entire game. It's like stealing candy from a baby, but instead of getting Tootsie Rolls, you find a king-sized Hershey's bar. These are the S tier weapons. Coming in the bottom of the S tier, we have my personal favorite gun in the entire game, the minigun. This thing absolutely shreds people, but I feel like in general, it still falls behind two guns, which you'll see later if you watch to the end of the video, but I love the minigun a lot. This is my favorite gun in the entire game. It shreds people like that. It had a small nerf recently that isn't really that noticeable, mostly just because, like, they gave it a little bit of spread at range when you're aiming down, which it used to be 100% accurate before, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal. It's not really noticeable. I mean, it is a little bit, but it ain't really a big deal. You can still shred people like this if they peeked their heads. Yeah, boom, that guy's gone. That guy over there, almost had him. I think the time's about to run out, but yeah, very good. Shreds people, has a very fast fire rate and a lot of ammo. Can't go wrong with it, really. Next up in the S tier, we have the sniper. Again, this is definitely one of the best guns in the entire game. It is the best gun in the entire game if you have auto shoot, because, I mean, the one taps on this go crazy, not gonna lie. You have to hit the head, which, I mean, again, that's not hard with auto shoot, but if you're on PC, not quite as good, especially if you're me and you suck at sniping. A lot of people are, you know, pretty good at sniping. I'm not particularly good at it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm better at, like, spraying, so that's, you know, why I like the minigun in specific, but the sniper can be super good for a lot of people. But it can also not be great for a lot of people at the same time, you know, like if your aim's not good, which that's probably something that I need to work on myself, but, you know, we'll see. Great gun. 150 damage to the head is absolutely insane, which is going to happen to that guy right there. Goodbye. Bro, I literally spawn camped that guy so hard. Okay, there's another kill. Another kill. Oh my god, I'm so good at this game. Wow. There's that guy right there. Got him. Okay, wait, you know what? Maybe my aim's goated. You know what? I don't know. Oh, my aim's goated. My aim's goated. Oh my god. I'm the best player that ever lived. Nah, just kidding. I'm probably the worst player that ever lived. But the sniper, it's great. As you can see, it can absolutely decimate people. The gameplay spoke for itself. I think this deserves S tier easily. And of course, coming in first place, we have the assault rifle. This is consistently and always kind of been the best gun in the entire game, except for maybe at the very start of Rivals' existence. The burst rifle was a little better, but nowadays, this is definitely the best gun in the game. The assault rifle, it's been consistent, always been good, and pretty much every pro player, this is what they use. I do wish you got like 30 rounds instead of 20, but it is what it is. The damage on this is pretty good too. Not as good as like the paintball gun or burst rifle, but at the same time, it's like you get the luxury of having 20 rounds in a magazine and a whole lot of reserve, so that's what makes this thing a lot better than pretty much any other gun. And it's also the starter gun in the game, so everybody has this, and you know, it's pretty much good on whatever platform you play on, controller, mobile, PC, whatever. I don't know, Samsung smart refrigerator, whatever. It works, it's good, it's consistent, and it's a classic. I mean, pretty much no one thinks that this gun sucks at all. It's always been a very, very consistently good weapon. And yeah, I think it deserves first place. Let me know your list in the comments and subscribe because we are extremely close to 100K and I'm super, super excited. See that video on screen? Yeah, YouTube thinks that you'd like it, so go ahead, give it a click. And if you did enjoy the video, drop a like and subscribe.